Hello, Capricorn Risings. Welcome to your monthly zodiac reading for the month of October 2025. As always, we are going to pull an overall energy theme for the month. We will pull tarot for each week. We will go over the transits. We will go over the cards. We will pull clarifying messages, and then we will grab additional oracle guidance. So let's see what Capricorn Risings need to know for the month of October 2025. What do Capricorn Risings need to know for the month of October 2025? The Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. This is card number 13. Let's find her. The Swan Queen glides your way and asks that you look at your reflection in the events of your life. She gives you the ability to see the beauty that has transformed your life from ignorance to wisdom. The Swan Queen lets you know that it's time to go within and seek the answers in your own intuition. Don't look outside of yourself for answers now. The power lies reflected in the still waters within you. Now is the moment to meditate and ask for a vision. The power of psychic perception is inherent in you, and the Swan Queen will help you dive into your query to find the questions or find the answers that you seek. This is also a reminder to allow time to transform ideas into reality. Nothing happens overnight, and that is so true. So many of us want to see the physical proof that our manifestations are coming to fruition, that the goals that we're wanting are coming to fruition. But you of all people know that things worth lasting take time. You of all people understand that anything worth having is not going to be built overnight. So let's see what the tarot has to say for you guys each week. Here in the first week, we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. This can represent that a mental state, an idea, a vision, something that has kind of been plaguing you, but also something that has kind of come to an end. Maybe something that you felt didn't come to, something that turned out to be not what you thought it was. You're finally kind of like coming to an end, coming to a resolution or a sense of closure with those thoughts. It can also represent that a situation is done, finito. There is no returning to it. This is the week that Mercury is going to move into Scorpio. That is happening on October 6th. Mercury is the planet of thoughts, ideas, communication, same as the swords. And it's moving into the sign of Scorpio, which for you guys sits in your 11th house. Your 11th house represents group activities, social circles, local communities, the collective humanitarianism, and your hopes and dreams. So it could be that a particular hope and dream or vision that you had, an idea that you had about how something should have turned out, didn't quite turn out that way. And so Mercury moving into that house, you're kind of done with it. You're like, I am done repeating these thoughts. I am done thinking about this thing. I'm just done. This is also the week that we experience the full moon within the sign of Aries. Aries for you guys sits in your 4th house. This is your house of home. This is your house of emotional security. This house represents all domestic matters, right? Anything that involves our physical home or even our internal home, right? How we feel at home with ourselves is kind of what resides within this particular area of your life. So when it comes to your personal environment, this full moon is going to be revealing things that are done, revealing situations, maybe even people, or again, visions or ideas about what home should be like. It's kind of done. You're over it. And the full moon is going to be building up, and the light of the moon is illuminating what it is that you need to see, what it is you need to recognize, realize, and ultimately release. Here in the second week, Venus is moving into the sign of Libra, and we have the Knight of Swords. So in the mind, quite a bit, which is probably why you're being prompted to tap into your intuition more, because out the gate, we have Swords energy dominating the theme for the week. So the Knight of Swords is, he's fearless in his action. Fearless to the point where it's borderline like reckless, right? He thinks it, he goes. He thinks it, he goes. Whether he is accurate or not, whether he has enough information or not, whether he has anything in his back pocket to solidify the thought that he feels or the thought that he thinks, he's going for it. And he will find out the truth on the way there, right? So Venus, the planet of love, money, beauty, value, and abundance, is moving into the sign of Libra, where she feels very, very at home. For you guys, Libra sits in your 10th house. This is your career. This is your career house. This is your public persona. This is your public reputation, right? Things and like your legacy, things that have been built over time. And so you're kind of in pursuit, fearless pursuit of learning what it is that you need to know in order to maybe help achieve these goals. Learning what it is you need to know to help boost your career. Like it's almost like you're in this pursuit of information when it comes to this particular area of your life. Here in the third week, the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands represents, you've made a decision when it comes to your personal growth, creativity, or wanting to build something, or even your spirituality and intuition. You've kind of made this decision, and now you're looking at the world around you and you're going to choose, how do I want to move forward with this? How do I want to move forward with this new beginning? How do I want to move forward after this choice that I've made? This is when we will experience the new moon within the sign of Libra. New moons are a new opportunity or new beginnings. It's a blank slate to set intentions. And again, it's happening within the sign of Libra. So this is your again, your career house. Now that you've fearlessly approached this pursuit for information, what are you going to do? Now that you've found it, now that you know what's happening with the situation, how are you going to move forward? Okay, that's happening here. And the new moon in Libra is providing that opportunity to begin to build that path forward. Here in the last week, we have the Four of Cups. This card represents feeling bored, feeling frustrated, maybe even a sense of apathy, kind of like, what's the point? Why does it all matter? And that can come from focusing so much on these empty cups here, focusing so much on what isn't happening or what isn't fulfilling, and not allowing yourself to be open to receive this gift that's being presented to you by the divine. This is the week that Mercury will move into the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius sits in your 12th house. So again, your intuition, you're being prompted to listen to your intuition more than anything. Here we're in the mind, here we're on the edge of intuition, and then here you're really being guided to listen to your intuition. Because that is when you will receive this gift. That is when you will receive, like I said, the answers that you are seeking. And the 12th house is our subconscious. It is where we keep all of the skeletons. It is where we keep all things that have been hidden away, right? And deep down amongst all of that clutter is what we are actually looking for. And it's also the house of isolation. And you can see that this person is sitting by themselves. So I would encourage you to take time and just be by yourself. Go outside, go for a walk, sit in meditation, journal, whatever you need to do to kind of get rid of all of this mental clutter so that you can receive the answers that you actually need to be receiving. Let's see what the tarot, what clarifying cards we can receive. The Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. Yeah, you are really in your head, really in your head. And this could be between you and another person, right? Because we have the Queen and the King of Swords. They are counterparts to one another. Um, the Queen of Swords, she struggles with speaking the truth. She not like she lies, but almost like her people pleasing tendencies don't allow her to say what needs to be said. And with the king here, it's overthinking. You're over analyzing every single thing that you say, and you don't want to offend anybody. You don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want to come across as cold and calculating, but at the same time, you're not honoring yourself. You're not honoring other people by speaking your truth, by keeping that hidden away, by putting that like, and it's a way for you to self-sabotage. You not speaking your truth, you not allowing yourself to be truly honest with those around you is a way for you to self-sabotage, right? If you get frustrated that people don't understand you, but you're not communicating, then it's this endless cycle that we find ourselves in, and it can come from repeating thoughts. It can come from over analyzing, and it can come from this fear that if we say our truth, we're going to feel rejected. We're going to feel we could be abandoned when people don't hear what it is that they want to hear from us. When in reality, the most honorable thing that we can do is speak our truth. We don't have to be harsh, but we can just speak our truth. This is how I feel. This is how I see the situation. This is how this makes me feel. Telling people the truth is one of the most honorable things that you can do, because then at least they have a clear picture of where you stand, and you can no longer repeat this self-sabotaging cycle of allowing your thoughts to cloud your judgment, and you begin to overthink it. Repeating thoughts clouding your judgment. And then you begin to like spiral and overanalyze the situation. Okay? If this is a dynamic between you and another person, you're both not necessarily in the clearest mental state to be having a really serious conversation. And things can get said that you can't repair. Things can get said that could do more damage than good. So if that's the case, if you feel like that situation is going to apply to you, we typically have the tendency to feel those things creeping in. The energy is building up. Just know that if that's what's happening, if you feel frustration building, if you feel a lot of racing thoughts in regards to another person, take a step back, pause, gather your thoughts. What do you really want to say? What are you really feeling right now? Where is this coming from? And then communicate. Here in the second week, the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you're ready to take action, but the opportunity for you to take action is not quite there yet. If you're looking, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your goals, I would be mindful that this new opportunity you're waiting for, it's not quite there yet. And the more you try to like chase it, it could potentially push it away, right? Imagine this opportunity. This ace here is a wild animal in the woods. Say it's a stray cat. And you see the stray cat and you're like, oh, wow, I want to pet, I want to take care of it. But if you go charging after that animal, they're going to run from you. And here, like, this is showing like you want to take quick action. I see that. You want to take that quick action. You want to take that clear action. But I don't think it's the right time for you to be taking that action. Okay? Just be careful in this second week. Be careful with what you say. Be careful with the actions that you take. Because there's an opportunity there, but again, you can push that opportunity away. if you're not careful. The Emperor, taking control and really trying to make a choice on how you want to move forward. And the Devil. I think when it comes to the Two of Wands and the Emperor, this is about making strategic decisions. Don't let fear make your decision. Don't let shame, obligation, power, control, status, don't let that make your decision. You need to make strategic decisions. Like you want to be, and it could be that this desire to be in control is why the Devil is sitting here. Because the Devil card represents unhealthy ways of thinking, unhealthy ways of unhealthy choices that we make, unhealthy relationships. It represents things like shame and obligation and fear and doubt and those limiting beliefs. And if you feel like I need to be in control in order to make this happen, that's the Devil talking. That's the Devil card talking. That's the fear talking. That's the limiting belief that's talking, right? That's the ego talking. So you want to make sure that here in this third week, you're not making impulsive decisions. You're not making reckless choices. And you really are looking at the situation from all angles. You really are looking at the situation from all angles, and you're making the best decision that you can make based upon the information that you have in front of you. And also, again, listening to your intuition. Definitely listening to that intuition. Here, the Four of Cups, the Six of Wands in reverse, and the Four of Wands. Feeling kind of like, again, with the Four of Cups, feeling bored, frustrated, kind of like this feeling of apathy. Like, what's the point? Because there's this feeling of like not feeling supported, not feeling like your hard work is paid off, not feeling seen for the good things that you've done. And it can create this feeling of instability. It can leave you feeling like you're at a place where you don't belong with the Four of Wands, right? So, and we have two fours here. This is a lot about, I think, emotional security and maybe even intuitive and spiritual security. Like when we feel insecure on a deep level, it's going to manifest itself in some way, shape, or form. It's going to manifest itself by us trying to assert ourselves in a different area of life to compensate for the feeling that we're feeling. So here with the Six of Wands in reverse, again, if you feel like people aren't seeing you, if you feel like the success, like all of the hard work and the achievement and the things that you were going after, that it's not there, it's going to result in feeling like, what's the point? They don't see me. They haven't acknowledged anything that I've ever done. They don't thank me. They don't do anything. I don't get the pat on the back that I'm looking for. And it's creating this lack of stability, and it can even, again, just put you in this place spiritually or energetically where you're like, I feel like I don't belong. And I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think because the Six of Wands, when it's in reverse, can represent you feel like there hasn't been success. But the success is actually there, but you may be too reliant on other people to tell you that it's been successful. And again, like I said, with the Four of Cups and your intuition, being guided to listen to that intuition, the more you tap into that intuitive state, the more you kind of sit yourself aside, remove yourself from the situation and look at it from a different perspective, I think it could shift how you feel about the entire situation. Let's see what the Oracle guidance has to say. The Cosmic Heart, potency, make your life a living prayer. Feel like, because you're really in your head here. That's all you are. There's no wands, there's no cups, there's not even a pentacles. It's all in your head here in this first week. But when we think about prayer, where do we feel that? When we think about our faith, when we think about our heart space, like where do we feel it? We feel it in our body. We feel it in our heart center. That is how we make our life a living prayer. And the more you can kind of stay in your body, the more you can kind of stay in your heart center, I think the more likely you are, the more grounded you can stay here in this first week, the better off you're going to be. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Like I said, the ace of like the opportunity is just not there yet. It's happening. It's right there. I would give or take like 30 days. It's happening, but you don't want to chase it away. You don't want to put expectation on it. Let it come to you. It will. It's right there. The Eight of Wands being direct, the opportunity is there. And you'll hit the mark. You just have to be patient. You have to bide your time, and you have to let the divine deliver the opportunity to you. You're not going to get anywhere by chasing after it. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Be the leader that you wish you had. The Emperor, he is clear, he's concise, he makes decisions that are the good of himself and the good of his entire kingdom. He's just, he's honorable, but he's also very strategic. He's a very clear and grounded leader. Don't allow this perception of what leadership looks like to be your guide. You need to be the leader that maybe you've never had before. Be the leader that you wish you had had. You can look back at all of the authoritative figures in your life, the bosses, the male figures or the prominent authoritarians in your life, and you can look at them and say, okay, what qualities did I admire and what qualities do I feel like I could have done without? Take the things that you admire and see how they make you feel. Do I want to be a leader that does it like this? And still, even though if this answer could be no, and if that's okay, if that's the case, great. Now you know that that particular quality is not what you want to be. How do you want to move forward? How do you want to move forward, potentially in a new leadership position? Don't think that you're going to do it through fear. Don't think that you're going to be able to do it through strict regime. Like, that's not going to happen. It's going to backfire on you. And that could be why the devil is there. The devil's like, no, I need to have control. I need to grip it tight. No, you don't. Be the leader you wish you had. And that's who you're being guided to be. Whale and Orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Dive deep into that intuition. Dive deep into that subconscious so that you can see what's actually trying to come up for you. I think meditation is going to be your best bet here in this fourth week. Journaling is going to be extremely helpful because then you can journal on what comes up for you. But meditation, trying to tap into that intuition, trying to really process what's coming up for you I think is what's going to lead you to your next breakthrough. So I truly hope this helped. I hope you guys have an incredible month, and we will see you next time.